Saturday will likely pass as another nondescript day in Florida Panthers history. But there remains the small potential for it to be a franchise-altering one, as well. The NHL will hold its annual draft lottery on Saturday night, giving each of the 15 teams that missed the playoffs a shot at the number 1, 2 and 3 picks in June's draft. The Panthers finished the regular with 96 points, one shy of the playoffs. Florida became the second team in league history to miss the postseason with at least 96 points. By virtue of their strong finish, the Panthers have the worst odds among the 15 lottery teams. They have a 1% chance at the top pick. The odds reset after each selection based on the teams remaining, giving Florida roughly a 1.1% chance at the number 2 pick and a 1.2% chance at the number 3 pick. The Panthers have a 96.7% chance of remaining with the 15th selection. We're preparing for 15, and if it happens that we win the lottery, then that's a bonus, Panthers general manager Dale Talon told the Sun-Sentinel. That's the way we're looking at it. We're not going in there expecting to win. This way, we're prepared for whatever happens. A jump to one of the top 3 picks would be historic for the Panthers. Last year, Philadelphia moved from number 13 to number 2, the biggest jump in lottery history, to take Nolan Patrick. Florida would earn that distinction with an unlikely jump to the first, second or third pick. Buffalo 18.5%, Ottawa 13.5%, Arizona 11.5%, Montreal 9.5% and Detroit 8.5% own the 5 best chances at winning the first pick and presumptive top selection. Rasmus Dahlin, a defenseman for Sweden's Frölunda HC, largely viewed as the consensus number 1 player. Behind Dahlin, forwards Andrei Svetnikov OHL's Barrie, Philip Zadina QMJHL's Halifax, Brady Tkachuk Boston University and defenseman Adam Boqvist Sweden's Brynäs are also viewed as top prospects. At number 15, the Panthers could end up with players like forward Jesperi Kotkaniemi, defenseman Bode Wilder, forward Isac Lundestrom. Kotkaniemi is a left-handed Finnish center. In 2 of the last 5 drafts, the Panthers have selected a left-handed Finnish center Alexander Barkov and a Henrik Borgstrom. It's a good draft, Talon said. It's a good, solid draft, as they often are. We're going to get a couple good players in the first 33, 34 picks. That's a good thing for our organization. We're confident that we're going to fill some needs in this year's draft. There are a lot of good players. Talon has talked about the influx of talent the Panthers are expecting soon, with former first-round picks like Owen Tippett and Borgstrom almost ready to contribute. With Florida's core intact and an injection of youth expected, does that free Florida to select a player that is more of a project instead of one that could be immediately NHL ready? Possibly, Talon said. When we draft somebody 15th, we're hoping they can play right away. That's not often the case. It doesn't change. We look at our depth chart, we look at our needs, where our strengths and weaknesses are, and then usually, the first players, you take the best athlete and then you go from there and you base it on needs. In addition to their first-round pick, the Panthers also own Arizona's second-rounder as part of the Dave Bolland trade 2 years ago. The Coyotes are slated to have the second pick in the second round, number 34 overall. Florida traded its own second-round pick to New Jersey in the Mark Savard deal, its third-round pick to Boston for Frank Vatrano and its fourth-round pick to Calgary for Jiri Hudler. The Panthers also owned Vegas' fourth-round pick as compensation for Riley Smith last summer. While the first round is largely determined by lottery, the final 6 rounds of the draft are arranged according to the standings. We'll have a really tight list and we'll be prepared for whatever, Talon said. Our hope is that the first 2 guys that we draft can play on our team right away, but that's wishful thinking. Like the Panthers, like our Florida Panthers Facebook page to keep up with the latest news. Caption: Florida Panthers general manager Dale Talon says not making it to the playoffs this year will be used as a building block for next. Florida Panthers general manager Dale Talon says not making it to the playoffs this year will be used as a building block for next. Caption: Florida Panthers head coach Bob Borner says he was proud of his team for battling RIHGT to the end of the COSN. Florida Panthers head coach Bob Borner says he was proud of his team for battling RIHGT to the end of the COSN. Caption: Sun-Sentinel reporter Matthew DeFrank's recaps exit day for the Florida Panthers. Sun-Sentinel reporter Matthew DeFrank's recaps exit day for the Florida Panthers. Caption: Florida Panthers goalie Roberto Luongo talks about his plans for next. Florida Panthers goalie Roberto Luongo talks about his plans for next. Caption: Florida Panthers forward Alexander Barkov talks about the improvements that helps made over the Florida Panthers forward Alexander Barkov talks about the improvements that helps made over the MDE Franks at sun-sentinel.com, on Twitter at MDeFranks.